Everyone. So in this video, we'll cover about query parameter models and body multiple parameters. We'll see both these things. We'll do the practical implementation also. See, we already did about query parameters, path parameters, and string validations and numerical validations and all those things. Now we are going in a much more optimized and structured way. So in reality, you do query parameters, but how you're doing query parameters, path parameters, right? You individually doing that. In the method itself, you're asking that, and you are from the annotated, from typing you're able to get this annotated, and in that way you are doing that query parameters and path parameters and all those things. But instead of that, what this will do is like, there are some models available. There is one package which is known as Pydantic. From there you can get the base model and also fields. What you can do, so you can create some class kind of thing. You can see this. There you clearly declare all the things you want from the user. Okay, and also you can mention, like our last video we already discussed about the greater than, less than, equal to, greater than or equal to fields and those values and everything. In that way you can declare what are the things you wanted clearly in the class, and later you can use this class. You can, in this example, you can see this is a one method, right? Get method there. The end route is items there. Inside this method they're calling this particular class so that they can access all these elements. Okay, so they can access whatever values you're giving. They can access it. I mean, it's an example. Okay, in the long run, so we'll understand. Okay, how to do in a much better way. So we'll see this thing. So let me copy this. We'll do some practical implementation. Let me open my Visual Studio Code. Uh, okay. So, yeah, let's try this one in a practical way so that we'll get some more clarity. Earlier, you can see you clearly declare everything in the path parameters, right? So, in this path, and you declare that the get greater than, equal to, less than or equal to. Query parameters also, we did something like that. Yeah. So now we'll create one function. Sorry, one file. Query parameter model, let's say qp-model.py. Let's hit enter, and let's control V. Okay, so you pasted this. Open your command prompt so that you will get the V and V also. We already created virtual environment. So what this function is doing, so what this entire file is doing, so you imported the necessary packages, dependencies, and you created one instance. After that, you created this class, and you declare that the limit has to be integer. That field values are like, it has to be less than or equal to, by default it is 100, and it has to be greater than 0 and less than or equal to 100. And offset, initially it is 0, greater than or equal to 0. So something, anything greater than 0, it's fine. So order by is there. That is a literal, you have to choose any of these two. By default the value is created at, and tags is nothing but they given it an empty list, and inside that list you can pass any strings. So that is a class they created, and in this particular method, so they simply they given one filter, a query, and they annotated that they taken from this typing package. And the query also they're getting from this past API. So they're passing this particular class here. Okay, returning there whatever queries you are passing, right? That will be written. We'll see with the example. Okay, so command for this is uvcon space. You have to give the file name. So qp give tab, remove this. Only give the file name, not extension. Then app, whatever instance you given, hyphen hyphen reload. In case if you created this instance, right, app, instead of that you given as my wish, then you have to replace this app with my wish. That's it. Let's hit enter. Okay, you got the URL. Just hit on this, follow link. Okay, got it. Initially you don't have anything. You can try with the items. Hit enter. By default you got the default values because you didn't given anything, right? You can set like, so it's a query, right? So we already know how to use the query in the URL itself. Let me show you this. Yeah, you have to give this question mark. Items is there, give question mark. What are the things limit you can pass? Limit equal to 2. Let's hit enter. See, now limit you got changed. You didn't pass any offset. If you want to give offset also, you have to give ampersand offset equal to 2. Hit enter. See, now it varied. Limit is there, this there. Order by default it is created at. And also you can give, let's give tags also. And tags equal to, it's a list, it has to be in the strings, right? Let's give two strings. Mad. Why you are mad? We're happy always. Happy. Hit enter. See, got it. Okay, in this way you get the results. Let's don't try in this way. Let's go to the swagger UI. Let's check in that direction. Just hit your local host, and after that hit docs. You will get the swagger UI. You can get it. See, by default value is 100. Default value is created at available. These things are available. That is a literal. So in the script we written, right, it's a literal, right? So that's why we're getting these options. Okay. And default value, you can pass tags anything. Let's click on try it out. Let's say I want maximum is 100. You can't give 111. Hit enter. So you can click on execute. It won't see, the limit is 100. So these things we already covered here. So the point here is, the major concept here is, I want to explain how can you access this. You can create some classes. After that you can access all these things in your logics. That's a major thing, and I want to cover like the practical implementation of this URL. Okay, how can you use this query parameters inside that? So so there is one more thing which is known as model config. I mean, it's a variable. um, See, you can there is one concept that is known as forbid extra query parameters. You can tell the user, I don't want any extra fields, I want only these fields. In that way, if in case if we given anything, so let's say tool is not declared here, but he given the tool. So you don't need to pass that to your system. So in the beginning itself you can restrict the user. Whenever he sends some request to you, you don't need to accept to the system and then do the process. In the starting itself you can restrict. So that is the advantage of this particular. Once you declare like model config extra equal to forbid, that means whatever extra fields apart from these, in case if the person is sending to you, you can restrict that. Okay, you can click on, you can copy this, you can paste it there, you can try, so you'll get it. So that's the concept about query parameters models. Ultimately you can create some class. Inside that you can pass what are the necessary fields you want to achieve. So you want to get from the user all these things, you can declare. Later you can access this. Okay, that is the concept. Next, multiple parameters. You can mix both. The concept of this particular thing is you can mix both path, query, and body parameters all together. Earlier we did path one time, query one time, in that manner. So but what you can do, you can mix all these things. Here you can see, so they given this path, and also their item is there. So item ID. So this is a path parameter, right? They are doing this. And also query parameter is there. So by default it is none, but they are doing this item. They declare this body model, and they are accessing this. In that way you can mix all these things here. So that's the concept about this. And also you can create multiple. Okay, you can create some multiple methods, like, sorry, classes. And after that, not only you can create one particular class and use it, you can create multiple and you can access all those things. That's the advantage of this request body. So this is the meaning of this. So you can create some multiple bodies, you can use it. Okay. So we'll check one thing. So we'll try to explore one example. So mostly the concept is same here. So here they're mentioning about different approaches you can do. So all these things they're doing. So let's take one example. So in that way we can try. Okay, so we'll see this example. Let's copy this. Let's go back to our Visual Studio Code and Control A, Control V. We modified this. What this one is doing? So you created two models like item. user. So these are the let's say you are building some you are a what Flipkart or Amazon, that kind of thing. So you have some user information. You need some, the user is going to buy some item from you, your site. So the you need username and user ID, some details. Okay, so that is from the user, and after that item, so what he's trying to buy, so the name of that and description, what is the product means, what is the price, and what are the tax details. In that way, they given some example, so you can modify. Okay, so just for our understanding purpose, ultimately what this one is doing. So let's it was taking you have to give one item ID, that is an integer item you have to pass. This is the details like name. By default few are optional, but by name and price has to be mandatory. And all these things, importance. Okay, some other variable they given in the method, and they're using this. So okay, let's okay, let's control C. We can stop it, we can rerun it again. Okay, we'll get the local host, click on this, follow link, we got this, slash docs, go to Swagger. This is a put method. Okay, so put method means like something already there you are updating. So post means creating. Okay, that one you have to remember. Obviously, how you're going to identify. So some you have to give some item ID, right? So just click on try it out. By default, these are the things. So let's say I want item ID 5, and request body you can send. Okay, so name is by default it's a string kind of thing. So let's say name equal to mango something. So price equal to, let's say, 1, tax equal to, tax is also 1, username, um, Perumal, full name, Mr. Mr. Perumal. Okay, whatever. So importance is an int. So let's say 1, click on execute. See, we got it's updated. So description we didn't pass anything, that's why. So this entire thing is updated, we got the successful. Okay, so in this way we can try. So that's a major advantage. So what I'm trying to showcase here is you can take multiple classes, you can apply those multiple models, you can access those variables inside your logic. Okay, so in that way you can try different things. That's what I want to explain. You can put all these conditions, it has to be greater than 0, all those stuffs you can do from this particular FastAPI body. So you are dealing with the request body, right? So parameters. So that's why you can apply this. In this way, you can try out. So you can take some samples from this. You can click on. You can post it on this. You can put it that in the Visual Studio Code. You can try something like that. So I want to cover these topics. So that's it. We'll cover the rest in the next tutorials. Till then, take care. Um, bye bye.